The highway was a ribbon of cracked asphalt draped over the spine of the Nevada desert, Route 375, the Extraterrestrial Highway, though the locals knew the things out here were far older than little green men. It was 2:43 a.m. Elias gripped the steering wheel of his rental sedan, his knuckles white. The radio had died an hour ago, dissolving into static that sounded uncomfortably like whispering. The only light came from his high beams, cutting through the suffocating darkness and the dashboard's green glow. Then, the rear-view mirror caught fire. Not literally, but two twin beams of blinding, yellow light erupted from the void behind him. There had been no cars for 50 miles, no headlights on the horizon, just sudden, piercing presence. Elias checked his speedometer. He was doing 80. He tapped the gas, pushing it to 90. The lights behind him didn't recede. They didn't even waver. They stayed locked at a fixed distance. Moving with an unnatural gliding smoothness, as if the vehicle wasn't rolling on tires, but floating on a cushion of malice. I mate, and then came the lights. They weren't the strobe light LEDs of a modern patrol car. They were old-school cherries, single, rotating beacons on the roof. One red, one blue, but the light they cast was wrong. The red was too deep, like clotted blood. The blue was pale and sickly, like a drowned face. And there was no siren, just the roar of Elias's own engine and the wind. The cruiser behind him was silent. No engine hum, no tire roar, just the visual violence of those spinning lights. Okay, Elias muttered, his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. I'm pulling over. We all take. He eased onto the gravel shoulder, dust billowing up in a choking cloud. The cruiser pulled in behind him. Elias watched in the mirror. It was a 1970s Dodge Monaco, the black and white paint faded and peeling like dead skin. The front grille was smashed inward, twisted into a permanent metal snarl. The windshield was a spiderweb of cracks. He rolled down his window, expecting the crunch of boots on gravel. He fumbled for his license. Silence. The desert wind howled, a low, mournful sound. 2 minutes passed. 3. No officer approached. The spinning lights on the cruiser bathed the desert scrub in a rhythmic, hypnotic strobe. Red, blue, red, blue. Hello? Elias called out, his voice cracking. He opened his door. The air outside smelled distinct, not of sagebrush and dust, but of ozone, burnt rubber, and something sweet, like rotting meat. Daytime. He stepped out, his legs shaking. Officer? Elias walked toward the cruiser. The silence was heavy, almost pressurized. As he got closer, the temperature dropped. The desert heat evaporated, replaced by a bone-deep chill that made his breath fog in the air. He reached the driver's side window of the patrol car. It was tinted so dark it looked like a slab of obsidian. He knocked on the glass. Crackle. The cruiser's loudspeaker burst to life, not with a voice, but with a sound that made Elias cover his ears. It was a scream, a looped, distorted audio of screeching tires and crunching metal, played at an ear-splitting volume. Then the window rolled down. There was no driver. The uniform was there, a tan sheriff's shirt, stiff with dried blood, hovering in the empty space where a torso should be. A hat floated above the collar, but inside the clothes there was nothing but swirling gray smoke and the faint glimmer of embers. The dashboard was melted, the steering wheel was fused to the column. This car had burned. It had burned a long time ago, and it had never stopped burning. The radio inside the ghost car crackled again. A voice emerged from the static deep, gravelly, and echoing as if spoken from the bottom of a well. License and registration. Elias couldn't move. He was paralyzed by a primal lizard brain terror. The empty sleeve of the uniform raised a gloved hand. It pointed a finger at Elias. Why do you know why I stopped you? I was speeding, Elias stammered. The glove lowered. The car's engine suddenly roared to life, a sound not of combustion but of a beast inhaling. The headlights flared brighter, searing Elias's retinas. Not speeding, the voice boomed, vibrating through the ground. Trespassing. This is a dead road for dead things. The passenger door of the cruiser flew open with a metallic shriek. Get in. Survival instinct finally overrode the fear. Elias didn't think, he ran. He scrambled back to his rental, the gravel tearing at his shoes. Behind him, the cruiser's engine revved a high-pitched wailing scream. He threw himself into the driver's seat and slammed the car into drive. He didn't look back. He floored it, the tires spinning wildly before catching traction. I would. He drove at 110 miles per hour. He drove until the sun began to bleed over the horizon, turning the sky a bruised purple. When he finally reached the gas station in the next town, shaking and pale, he got out to fill the tank. An old man in greasy overalls was wiping down the pumps. He looked at Elias, then at the car, and his eyes went wide. You take the old 375 cutoff? The old man asked quietly. Yeah, Elias breathed. Why? The old man pointed to the back of Elias's rental. Because you got a ticket. Elias walked to the back of his car. There, burned into the paint of his trunk, as if branded by a giant invisible iron, were 3 words. El, don't come back.